I'm Yael Teagle, the big host for the big fans, here with FANVERSATION talking to the stars of Amazon's Upload about season two. Tell us, what can you tease about season two?
Well, my character is continues to be very inappropriate. She loves to watch people bathe themselves, and those people are generally or very specifically really cut hot men. And she feels no qualms about it whatsoever. And you know what? Good for her. Good for her. She continues to be inappropriate, and she is dying to be Alicia's friend, dying to be her friend.
Season two is a very heightened version of season one. We give you a whole lot more of what everyone loved, but there's some additions and there's some changes. We have some new cast members. We have some additional cast members. We have some twists and turns. I think that's a great element in the show, is that there's a certain to the storytelling of it. It's like you don't know what's coming next. You don't know what's going to happen, and we do a lot of that this season. And then there's a lot of evolving of the characters that people fell in love with, in season one. There's a lot, my character, Kevin's character, Luke, there's a lot of evolving that kind of grounds the show even more, although it's a sci-fi comedy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kevin, we find out a lot about Luke's backstory this season. Was there anything that surprised you as you were reading the scripts?
No, not too much, because weirdly we had this conversation in season one. It's weird because like Greg is just such a meticulous, specific creator. He's come up with all of these arcs and journeys relatively like from the very get-go. So we were having these conversations about this. I was like, oh, that'd be cool, season two. And then when I did read it, I was like, oh, he put it in. That's pretty great. And it really helps me out. And specifically the great thing about it is, like, I don't want to spoil too much, but there is some information about Luke that is revealed when I am not there. And it's kind of the easiest thing for an actor because like all of this heart and backstory has just been delivered without like a tearful monologue from me or like what, like about his veteran experience and everything. It's just like, it's just out there. So it's really useful as an actor as part of the story. So, but also I think really, really helpful for kind of humanizing his character overall. So yeah, it was really, really neat.
I think season two just makes everything that we did in season one better. The love story, the mystery, the intrigue around Upload season one is just deeper in season two. We find out more about our characters. They get into bigger trouble. The situation becomes even more crazy and tenuous.
You mentioned that we get to know more about these characters, and I feel like both of your characters this season, we really get to know so much more about them. It's something about, I'm going to say, unconventional romantic situations. Andrew, you talked a little bit about it. What was it like for you reading the script and getting to discover these things about your character?
Well, I thought it was very exciting because the show is super unpredictable. And even as an actor in the show who knows it really well, like every time I got a script, I was like, I was really delighted and surprised every single time. I could never really like predict where it was going to go. And so for me as the reader, me as the actor, and me as the viewer, I was always like happily engaged and psyched to see what was going to happen.
I was really psyched just because, on the surface, it's a very funny and interesting situation, Ivan's romantic journey in season two. But what I loved about it, anytime you get something comedic, you're like, what's the commentary in this? What is it telling us? And for me, I think it's actually a commentary on the love story of Upload in a weird way. It's the same situation, just it's skewed just slightly enough that it makes us go like, what? And that's what I love about it. It's just weird. It's just slightly weirder than what Nora and Nathan are going through. And that's what I really wanted to play, was like an honest love story in this character, but just that makes us go like, what? And I love it.
I love your take on that. That is amazing. This season, I feel like we've taken this theme of the dangers of technology to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Is there anything that, as you know, you've been participating in making this show, you've been like, oh, maybe I should stop doing this on my phone. Maybe I should stop playing with this technology. Has it affected you in any way?
I mean, I wasn't like, searching porn on my phone anyway. But contrary to what Kevin will tell people, but I definitely like some of the technology that we kind of like go far with in season 2. When I think about it in my real life, I'm like, wow, that is pretty scary. That's pretty scary for a company to be able to access it and then with no permission, like release it to the world. I can't even, as much as we explored it on the show, I still can't even fathom that,
What was the piece of technology that was it an app or something that was, you could take a picture and make yourself look like you were 80 years old, and everyone was doing it and posting it. And then everyone found out that it was like a rat that was selling the picture. And you're like, oh my God, like this is, it's lured you in with this just general interest, and then is using that to just kind of, sell your information or pictures or whatever. So yeah, it makes you super skeptical of anything that at face value is trying to say that it's just an innocent thing, ostensibly a good idea, much like Horizon and Lakeview itself, of like, hey, look at this, like you get to live forever. You just have to sign over your soul, pretty intense.
Well, the good news is this will not be me taking your soul. So thank you so much for your time. Thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you so much.